Good morning, everybody. How are you? It is Wednesday here. No clue what the date is. It's the middle of July. That's all I can tell you. Hopefully this won't shake you. I have to move my cord over. So we are going to work on the next part of this experimental, improvisational, whatever you want to call it, style of stitching. And I am having a lot of fun. The last week or so, I've been kind of out of it. It's been really hot, and I've been unmotivated. Things have been a little slow around here. So I'm sorry, I'm organizing crap on my desk because, that's what one does sometimes, right? And I'm sorry I keep hitting I'm trying to put stuff in my little jar of threads and small bits of fabric. All right. I think, oops, that went flying. All right, pull up a cup of tea, cup of coffee, glass of wine, whatever your choice is. Sorry, I'm a little froggy because it's early. And I totally apologize for the noise outside. The golf course has people working on it. There's a tree being cut down directly across the golf course from me. Like I could throw a frisbee where they're cutting this tree down. So they started at 7 o'clock this morning. Thank you very much, maintenance people. So what I did last week was I worked on this, and I hope the lighting is okay. I forgot to brighten my camera, so I can't tell how light things are showing in there. But I made a little flower pot, and so that's what this week's, little experiment is going to be. I used all kinds. I used some ribbon. I used thread. I pulled out white. I mean, why do I never think about using white for flowers? There are plenty of white flowers in the world. I did the bullion stitch. I did colonial knots. I did French knots. I made a tall pink flower. Don't even know what that would be called. You can go realistic or you can go dreamland if you want. But I used a lot of different things. Now the silk flower, because it's only 1/8 of an inch wide, or I think it's a 1/16 of an inch wide actually. I think it's 2 millimeters, whatever that translates into American ruler size. Yeah, it's tiny. Don't buy 2 millimeter silk or anything else because it's not worth it. So I did that, and then this is just a piece of fabric. You can take any. This is the flour sack towel that I have, and this one is dyed. Well, don't worry about that. I think this one I did with my Distress inks. Can't remember exactly for sure, but I think that's what that is, because I don't have any brown dye downstairs. I didn't buy any RIT browns. So, and so far I haven't made mud yet out of the colors. So that's what that is. But you can use any type of fabric you have laying around. If you have an old t-shirt and you have, Distress inks or what's the name of those sprays? Tattered Angels sprays. Hey, I remembered something. That's a miracle. You can use that. You can use markers. You can use whatever you want. Watercolors. It can be a patterned fabric. Don't worry about it. Just pull a little piece of fabric out. So what I should have done was made the stems first, then made the flowers. No, Martha likes to do things a little backwards. You fill in the space before the word backwards. Yeah, so I did the flowers, then did the stems. It'll look a lot better if you do the stems first. I put this on last. So my process was flowers, stems, pot. Don't do that. Do the stems, the flowers, then the pot. And what I did was I measured the piece of fabric I wanted to use. I put 2 little pencil marks there, and I kept my flowers within it. But flowers lean over the edges. They fall in front. I almost put a few going down, but I didn't plan it well, so that's not how it worked. So the other thing I want to talk to you about before we move on to that is last week, I think it was last week. I don't know. Like I said, last week was a blur to me because I was a bum. I did this mirror. And in that video, which I will try to remember to link above, I put the link of the lady whose Pinterest page I found, and then it took me to her website. In that link, on that page, when you click on that link, it says in there how to do the basic part around the mirror. And there is a link to how she does her circles. Now there's a piece missing here, don't know where it went. But what I did was I printed out the circles after adjusting them to have 15 lines in it. There's a place where you can change how many concentric, not concentric, because that would be this way. This is what my replacement lenses in my eyes look like, by the way. If you go get your cataracts removed and you opt for the most expensive lens, which I did, stupidly, this is what they look like. If the light shines in my eye the right way, I can actually see the circles. So anyway, and this is the close-up vision. This is the distance vision. Okay, squirrel. Anywho's, so you tell it to put, you want 15 lines going out. You can adjust how many lines you want. And then it'll give you this circle with all these lines on it. I covered it with contact paper. That's just contact paper I had laying around. And then I cut it down, and I had to figure out how small I needed to go. So obviously I cut around here, and that wasn't small enough, so I cut it again. So that's my waist from that. And then what happens is, I don't know if you can see this, but this inner circle is about the size of this mirror. I think it's a 1 inch. So if I put that right up against it, I can feel the edge of the mirror there. So then I took my little hole puncher, and like you can see because the backs didn't come off. And this way I can put a pencil through here. I can lay it on my fabric, put my pencil through there, mark my dots, and my lines will be, this line here, this outer circle here, the second circle, that's the perfect distance from the mirror to the edge of these where you want it to come out like this, okay? I hope that's clear as mud. But anyway, it's a very useful tool, and if you want to do it and have it come out better than this one did, for me, then that's what you do, okay? All right. I really apologize for the noise. I'm sorry. I hope it doesn't get any louder. There's actually a tree that's on this side of the golf course. We have the 10th tee outside, so that's where people, tee off to try and get to the hole. And I think they're afraid these dead trees are going to kill people, which, some of the storms we get here could possibly do that. All right. So we're going to make flowers, and we're going to make stems, flowers, and a pot. Now, I don't know how much we'll get done today. Now, I have this, I have various green threads I could use. This one's got a bit of yellow in it that I'm not that crazy about. Let's see. I think that's DMC. That's not enough. I'm sorry, I'm mumbling over here. All right, I think I'm going to use this one. I mean, I have a lot of, all I use anymore is variegated. I swear I should just, that's all I should invest. Well, that all is I am investing in lately. I wonder if that's too thick. What did I use over here? No, I used that size over here. So, okay. Now, I don't want it to be really big, and I don't have a piece picked out for my pot yet. So, let me see if I have a piece. I gotta, uncover my small pieces here. I've been doing a lot of dyeing. Basically, a lot of them just coming out the same. Let's see. Do I want a blue pot? Maybe. Now, this is stuff that I dyed with my Distress inks. And it sort of lends itself to a better... That's too blendy, isn't it? See, I should have done this before. Should have done this before, Martha. That's too bright. I really love this piece. That's too blendy too. Yeah. Gee, can you see what colors I'm leaning towards lately? Oh my goodness gracious. All of my dyes are coming out this color. Either purples or blues. Ooh, there's a green one. That might work. There's a brown one. It's almost too blendy too. This one has some nice color in it. I might do that. Okay. And I just whacked a piece off. So I just whacked a piece off. You could cut it or tear it. Doesn't matter. And then I folded it. Get this piece out of here. Try and stay on camera, Martha. See, that's the problem when I only show up to the camera every other week or every week, once a week. Then you get out of practice. You really do. It's kind of awkward. Okay. No, I don't like that. I don't like it that shape. I wonder if I could do a round. I'm going to end up cutting this piece of fabric down, not having any left to use. Oh, that didn't work either, did it? Martha. Okay. Well, I'm not cutting any more of that down. Let's take this piece. Okay. All right. So let's see. Do a round. All right. So I start up here and go down that way. Nope. Don't like that either. Yeah, the struggle is real. You gotta like what you're doing. All right. I'm not using the best scissors. I bought these new because I ruined my other ones like that, but they aren't as good as my other ones were for small pieces of fabric. It's really weird. I just think the quality of things is going downhill lately. Unfortunately. Okay. This might take a while, so there's probably a lot of it that I'll do off camera, just simply because it is a very labor-intensive kind of thing, especially because I get lost in doing it. Because, you know, you just kind of start doing it. All right, so what I did was I took my pencil, and I think I'm going to do this one up near the top because I think I have some plans for other things at the bottom. I'm going to do it that way. So I'm going to do, this is rather big. It's a little bit bigger than my other one. I'm going to cut it down just a bit and use better scissors. Oh, look at that, a nice clean cut. It's amazing what you can do when you have the right tools. Uh-oh, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Well, that was fun. Like I said, I just... Oh, excuse me. Usually there's one more. Now, mind you, you got to remember, I don't strive for perfection here. Excuse me. All right, so there's my 2 marks. I do not pin that there. It just gets in my way, so it's not worth it. I just leave all these out, my little tools. And then this piece was already cut off of this thread, so I'm just going to go with it. Now I'm going to sound all stuffed up because allergies. So I have an overhead fan on. I have a fan sitting over my air conditioner vent. Well, the vent that blows out the cold air for the air conditioning. Okay. Now here's my, I'm going to stay above this line, but I want it to look like my stems are at least coming down here. So I'm gonna like, and what I'll do is when I put the fabric on, I thought I lost it. I'm just gonna put it up a little higher than the lines, so it's okay. I don't have a friction pen, friction, whatever you call it. I don't have the erasable pen, and I gotta move that forward because I don't like, and I gotta stay in camera, I don't like the wool. I like the wool. I don't like the wool on my sensitive little skin. Okay, so we're just gonna make some stems. You know, just, you can make long stems, or you can make short stitches stems. You can do back stitches. You can do, you know, anything you want. You can put leaves on them. I did end up putting some leaves on mine. So some of mine went like this. And then I'd come down here. I'd go up here. And I'd come down here. Oops, don't pull too hard. And come up here, and I had some tall flowers and some short flowers, and they crossed over each other. Where's my line? Totally have lost my line. Gee whiz. All right. Goodness gracious. Oh my gosh. Okay. I think I started right there. I gotta have darker lines. Okay. Excuse my sniffing, just sneezed. You know, gotta do something with that. And then this one's gonna go up behind this one, and you can work from whatever direction you want, whatever makes you comfortable. And I didn't want to take too much, like, I didn't want to take too much time where I was just spending a lot of time on the stem part. Okay. And of course, like I said, I did the stems after, so I think because for me, the visual of having the flowers first helped. But now that I've done it once, it's a lot easier. So I'm going to put a really tall one in. It's a little tough to get this, put some smaller ones in, to get this thicker thread through this finer woven fabric. So that's why I'm kind of making the noises I'm making. And because I'm weird. I'm just weird that way. Now I want one to go this way, and what's going to happen is the flower that's going to be at the top of this is going to be over the top of that stem, but that's okay. That's how flowers look when they're in a pot, right? I have pots out on my deck that I look at every day, and that's kind of what gave me the idea for this, is to make a flower pot. It's summer. Come fall, we'll be doing other things. So I want to come over here and slant some this way, because these are all sort of kind of starting to slant that way. Let's put this at the bottom of there. And then I'm going to put, now I'm getting to my edge of where my pot's going to be. So I'm going to start, I'm going to slant this one out way over here, because, you know, some flowers fall sideways. Oh, the sawing stopped. Oh, but they aren't gone yet. So there's a mower out there, there's golfers out there, there's tree cutters out there. It's just totally insane. I'll make one really tall one over here. Put that back down. Oh, there they go again. Okay. And then if I want to, I can always add some more in. Like, I think I'll put, you know, if I find afterwards that it's looking really sparse, I'll add some more flowers. And then if I think I need to add the stems at the end, I can add those in. All right. So I'm just going to end it. So I hope this finds everybody well. I know there are a lot of I know there are a lot of wildfires going on out west, and I really feel for you guys. I mean, I know last year was horrible for a lot of people. With evacuations, I know a couple people that had to evacuate, and it just got really rough out there. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're going through that again. It's not cool. Now what I'm going to do is I'm folding up the bottom of my fabric because it just gets too much to fight with. And there's nothing else down there at the moment, so I'm just going to pin it. Of course, I picked one of the shortest pins I have. Okay. Now, flowers. So I'm going to pull out what I did the last few days. I've been procrastinating. Let me pull the camera out a little bit, move you up a little bit. So I have this basket. Yes, it's a Christmas basket, but it's cute and it's velvety and soft. This is all my Steph Francis threads plus some DM. I don't know what this is. Who makes this? These come in these little balls and they're size 8 threads. So I have those in there, and I got these cards off of Amazon, and they're nice for the thicker threads because then you have a way of, you know, kind of seeing what you got from another company. So most of these are from Steph Francis, but not all of them because I couldn't afford a haul that big, unfortunately. I wish I could, but just can't. I mean, the last haul cost me $47 with shipping, and that was already beyond what I wanted to spend. All right, I got to start using solid colors. So you pull this box out. And I'm going to make myself pick colors from this box because it's really bad. Okay, this is the 2mm ribbon. He's really skinny. So, I mean, here's a pencil. I mean, it's thin. It's really thin. So, I'm just going to keep using this needle. Maybe. Alrighty. There goes the lawnmower. Tony went out. He's taking care of errands. He's mailing some things. Hey, Susan, your needle threaders are in the mail. I hope when he comes home, he tells me, oh, that never works for me. I hope he tells me they're in the mail. It's a letter. It's a letter-sized envelope. And then I had to mail my cousin's quilt block back to her because I don't know that we're going to make it to Maine this year. And then let's see what else. And then he's getting fuel for the car. Now I'm not going to try and do those other roses because honestly it's just too hard getting this needle through this little tiny ribbon. And then he asked me about grocery shopping, and I've been trying to wait until the end of the week to go grocery shopping, but it's going to be like 96 on Friday, and I just don't want to go when it's 96. That's just freaking ridiculous. Excuse me. Okay. Let's see if that works. Yeah, so, and we take Evan everywhere we go with us, and I don't want to make him sit in the van, even though we run the generator and run the air conditioner. I don't want to make him sit in the van. So I told Tony, he's been in the house a lot the last week. Well, yeah. I had a doctor's appointment on Monday, and he stayed home with Evan that day because it was just too hot and there was no reason for them to go. And he's, other than getting mail and going to the dump, which we have to do here because we don't pay for garbage to be picked up, he's pretty much stayed in the house. So I said, hey, if you want to get out and do the extra, stuff, like grocery shopping. So I made a list. Oh, Martha. Okay. I'm going to pause you for a moment. Yeah, I had a hard time going to sleep last night. And so it was a little bit late for me. And then Tony took care of Evan this morning. Sometimes I do it, sometimes he does it. We take turns. It's nice. Nice to have someone take turns with me. And then he let me sleep in a little bit. So I'm looking at colors. I'm gonna throw some orange in here. Why not? It's a color I don't normally use for anything else. So, yeah, so at like 7:05, the tree cutters started. And then at 7:15, the mowers come along, do the golf course. I had people tell me, don't move onto, where there's a golf course. It's just not worth it. It really isn't. Okay, so colonial knot. This is a good chance to practice your knots or different knotting techniques that you might want to use. And I need a lot of practice with my knots because I'm forever making them way too loose. So this is 6-strand, just regular 6-strand embroidery floss. Oh, that's pretty. See, didn't even plan on that, but that's colonial knot, that's French knot. Can't really tell the difference. And maybe we'll make a orange one over here too. And then if you use like 3 strands, you can make them small and make bunches, more along that line. All right, let's see. See, my coordination is just, it's not that I can't do my left hand. It's almost more my right hand that I can't get coordinated to do the right thing. All right, now I know I have to pull this tight. I pull this through. No, that's better. Now see, if I had less strands on here, I could do more around there and it would look like a smaller flower. Went to the doctor, 6-month follow-up for meds that I need to take. She's absolutely no help. Nobody wearing masks. Medical personnel. Some of them were wearing masks, some weren't. And the doctor said, weren't you vaccinated? I said, yes. She said, why are you wearing a mask? Hello, Delta variant? I mean, seriously, this doctor's office, I have got to find a new doctor. At the beginning of all of this, nobody was wearing masks. They weren't taking anybody's temperatures when you walked in there for an appointment. I mean, for at least the first 6 months, nobody was wearing masks, not even the personnel. They weren't making people wear masks. when they went in for appointments. Didn't matter whether they were sick or not. Finally, about the middle of last year, they said, oh, well, now you have to wear a mask in here. Okay, gee, thanks. And you filled out a questionnaire. They never pulled out a thermometer to see if anybody's running a fever. Every other medical facility I had to go to, which weren't that many, but there were a couple, I needed some tests done. They took my temperature before I could enter. And not this doctor's office. I mean, I really got to find a new doctor's office. I mostly like my doctor, but like she won't even do a full blood test on me. Like, you know, like you go in once a year and you get your blood taken and they say, you know, well, this is up and that's down. Well, I get that for my cholesterol and my liver, but that's all. That's all they check. They do not check like my white blood count. I mean, what if something was showing up in my blood count and I, God forbid, had cancer or something? Isn't that pretty? Didn't they come out cute? So next week, I have an appointment with the orthopedic surgeon for my knee because I can't take it anymore. I can't take the pain anymore. And as much as I'm not looking forward to having a total knee replacement surgery, I got to do something. I can't keep going like this. Like, I went to the doctor and then I went grocery shopping in 2 different stores, and I stopped to pick up lunch. That's all I did. The doctor, 2 grocery stores, and the second grocery store was run in down 2 aisles and pick up what I needed, and went home. And my knees, I could barely walk yesterday because of my knees, and my left foot, just stabbed my finger, has arthritis in it, and it's very, very painful some days. And so it's my right knee, left foot, left knee, and I can't take it anymore. So yeah, I gotta go do something about my right knee first, and then I'm pretty sure my left hip at some point is gonna have to be replaced too, because it's extremely painful as well. Nobody's even looked at that yet or told me that, but you know, the deep grinding that I feel and the pain is obvious that I'm going to need something done with my hip as well. And that's on the right side too. And I saw the orthopedic surgeon 2 years ago, and he was like, well, your left knee probably isn't much better than your right knee, is it? And I said, well, it's somewhat better. I've never had arthroscopic on it. And he's like, well, you're probably going to just need that replaced too. I'm like, okay. Thanks, doc. And I'll tell you, these surgeons, they're just not, well, that's kind of quirky, but that's okay. They're just not personable at all. You know, like, they don't have sense of humors. They just push you in, push you out. Okay, go see so-and-so and make the appointment for your, you know, for when your surgery is going to be. Oh, and that's the other thing. Guess when surgeries are scheduling out for? When I called a month ago to get this appointment for next week, I said, how far out are the surgeries being scheduled? And she said, well, you're not going to want to hear this. And I said, well, actually I do, because we have plans for the fall. So I'd rather not have it in, like, you know, like September or October. And she goes, well, right now we're scheduling out for October. And that was a month ago. So a month ago they were scheduling for mid to end of October. So I imagine, I'm imagining that I'm probably not going, ooh, sorry for the noise. Sorry, Evan. That scared my boy. Sorry, bud. I imagine I'm probably not going to get scheduled until November or December. That's what I'm thinking. So I don't cut these very long because I am splitting them. And I want to that way I can, if I run out of one, I can use the other. There's all kinds of noise going on. Oh, lordy. Oh, yeah, and they're building a house up the street, too. So there's that noise every day. Oh, and my lovely neighbors next door, the old man, he is like, good Lord, he's trying to walk out on his deck. Please go back inside, sir. He's like 95, I think. He is ancient. And let me tell you what, they take this man away at least once, twice a week in an ambulance. They're getting ready to move. So I imagine they are packing up, and goodness gracious, he's toddling around with a cane and nobody's watching him. I'm terrible, aren't I? Yes, I am. I'm sorry. That was mean. But he is like, he worries me when I see him walking on the deck. Wowza. Of course, that's what I'm going to look like if I get a knee replacement. I'm going to be toddling around with a cane, too. Oh, I'm not looking forward to it. I've done some reading on it, and that's the biggest mistake you can make is to... I did talk to a lady. I've been following this lady's blog. She's in New York, upstate New York, western upstate New York, and she's a weaver, and I've been following her blog for probably, I don't know, 8-9 years, and she just got her knee replaced, and so I wrote her and I said, please tell me it's not as terrible as I keep reading it is. Because the first 2 weeks are supposed to be excruciatingly painful. And she said, it is. Just be prepared. It is. Nobody can lie to you about that. If they've had it done, they're going to tell you just how bad it is. And I'm like, oh, God. No. So, yeah. It's not going to be fun. I will definitely be not a happy camper, but it's just the way it goes. So I'm thinking maybe November, December. And for me, that seems like a really good time of year to get it done. Like, it's a very inactive time of year. Well, actually, January, February is. But we are supposed to go to Florida in January. So, in the van, maybe, possibly. Depends. A lot of things are on the it depends scale right now. And so, yeah, so I don't know if we'll end up going or not, but I've also read that it's really best to have it done in the summer because basically all you're going to want to put on is shorts and a shirt, but, for pants. You're not going to want to wear long pants. And I thought, well, I'll just stay wrapped up in a blanket. That's fine. I mean, you have to have ice on your knee for like the first 2 weeks straight. And I hate icing because it just makes me cold. But yeah, I'll do what I have to. Well, they're wonky. Those are some wonky knots because I don't know if you can tell, especially this one right here. But that's okay. Imperfection is my perfection. I embrace it. Uh-oh. Please don't pull out. Okay. I embrace my imperfections because it's not worth stressing over. Right? Okay. So that goes in the jar. Whoops. And I can get it in the jar. Otherwise I miss. Really should probably put the jar on the other side. Okay, so I need some little ones. I don't know what color to make the little ones. I've done gone through all those colors. let's see. Ooh, let's do I think I can get some red off of here. Or do I want to do this? I think I'll do that. Okay. I love my variegated thread. I love any variegated thread. Whoa! Uh-oh. When I used to, when I knit or crochet, which is less seldom than I used to, oh, this is Steph Francis too. She belongs in the other. She belongs in the other. This is a rayon. I don't know how this is going to go. We shall see. But you belong in the other little bin. I thought it was awful, like, slippery and kind of weird. And I knew I was missing some from that pack when I was trying to separate them into that little basket. Now, I have a needle threader sitting right beside me. Do I use it? No. I'd rather have the struggle be real. Okay. So this is going to be very... See how this does? Yeah, it shreds really easy. I don't like rayon anything. But when I knit and crochet, I always try, you know, I love a variegated thread or yarn there too. That's what I was trying to say, but I didn't finish saying it. Okay. This is very fine, so I'm going to make it 5 wraps. And I'm sure I'm going to have to end this soon. So maybe I'll do the basket after this. And then I'll keep working on it, and I will show you the end result at the end of the video. That's 4. 5 was a little thicker than I was looking for. And see, there's that issue with my knots again. So I'm going to go up, and I'm going to capture that, maybe, and go back down with my $6 million eyes that still have clouds in them because my little, oh, what's it called? It starts with a V, like in Victor. There's a little pocket, a gel pocket behind your eye. And in some people, as they age, and lucky me, it's happened to both my eyes now, that either shrinks or it sort of breaks apart. And then it becomes a floater in your eye. And you can have a very risky surgery to take it out, but I don't want to do that. So I have a lot of trouble still with cloudiness in my eyes. And then come to find out, I had some scar tissue in my eye as well, in my right eye. And I was like, Doc, it's really cloudy. I'm sure it's that broken sac behind my eye making it. He goes, no, you have a bunch of scar tissue there. I can take care of that. Let's go in the other room. I'll laser it. Oh, okay. Are you sure? Sure. Didn't hurt. So, my life is always somewhat interesting. All right, I don't like this rayon thread a whole lot. Don't, you know, I got this as one of those in the experimental pack, I think it's called, or something. Anyway, yeah, I won't do that again. I thought that would be a good way to try different threads, but there's too many of the threads I don't like, so I won't do that again if I even order from Steph Francis again. Man, I was looking at Sue Spargo threads, and they're like $9 a spool. I just cannot get over the cost of threads. All right, now I don't have all my flowers done. As you can see, I have a lot of stems left. There, 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 there. So, but I'm going to go ahead and take this thread out of there, out the needle. And then I am going to decide if I still want this. Now see, that's going to fit right there. And then what do I want to do with it? Do I want to fold it up? Do I want to fold it in half? I think I'm going to fold it in half and put it just like that. And then you can do whatever you want to tack it down. I'm going to put one of my little silk pins in it. And I want to cover up my pencil marks, so I'm going to make sure it's in enough to do that. Love these little pins. And I got those at Hobby Lobby, these pins here. Very tiny pins. And then, let's see. I think I'll use this. Oops. It's a DMC floss. And it's a number 5. I really do like the DMC threads. They are very, very nice threads. So, get this out of my way. Put that away later. And then yesterday, I was looking at, knowing I needed to get a video done. I was looking at my little pot and I thought, I should have done that. And now I can't remember what that was. What little stitch I was going to use. But I think I'm just going to go around the edge to begin with. There. So I think I'm at an hour. I can't remember how long before I turned the camera off I had with my sneezing and then all that. I had to take a sip. All right, so the orange can go back in the orange bin. Is there anything else I want to, what other color do I want to do? So if you've stuck it out till now, I appreciate it. That was very nice of you. And I really do appreciate it because, you know, there's just not a lot going on in life right now. I don't know what other color to use. What other color could I use? I have another yellow, but I don't know if yellow would be another good color. Are these Stuff Francis too? Yes, they are. You guys all belong in the other bin. Goodbye. There you go. And pinks, blues. I wonder if this would work. No, that's more purple. Martha, get away from the purple. I have orange. Oh, white. Let's do white. Yes, let's. In the other bin. White. Pot of white. My stomach is going to growl here any minute. I forgot. White. See? White is an unused color. It's not used enough. Especially when you have a beautiful background like this. I'm having so much fun dyeing stuff, you guys. It's just so much fun. Come on. I mean, basically, it's either coming out purples or blues and greens, but that's okay. That's all right. It's kind of what I'm into right now. Is that it? That's not my... Yeah, that's my smaller one. Which needle is the smaller one? The smaller one is the smaller one. All right, white flowers. White flowers would be pretty. What shape can I make this one? It's kind of poked up against that yellow one. Do you know how long it took me to get that knot, the colonial knot, right? I had to watch videos over and over and over and over again. It was just ridiculous. I just could not get it. And finally it sunk in, like under, over. It was that under part I couldn't get. I was like, what am I doing wrong? Okay. I'm going to make like the yellow one is, oops. Martha, think. Don't talk. Think. Make like the yellow one is sort of covering up the rest of this white flower. My stomach is going to growl here in a minute. I apologize ahead of time. Because as I said, I got up, made a grocery list for Tony. He left, and I turned on the camera. I did not eat nothing. Oh, the cicadas. Can you hear the cicadas? I don't know if you can hear them. Now, this is not the 17-year brood cicadas. These are just the everyday summer cicadas. Or as I always called them, locusts. I don't know if there's a difference. I haven't looked it up. Probably is. But I always called them locusts growing up. Maybe if I can hear it in the, when I'm playing it back to edit, I will see if I can turn the sound up right there. But not there, because that was my stomach. Yikes. My tummy be hungry. So I'm just making this white a little thicker because it's a little and a little bit longer. So I'm just layering it. And then I'm going to let you go. And when I finish it, I will take a picture and put it at the end. So make yourself a little flower garden. Make yourself a little pot full of flowers and have some fun with it. And it doesn't all have to be knots. It can just be stitches layered on top of each other. You can even take different colors. Like I could put a center in here that's brown. Make it look like a daisy. I haven't done it yet. I might. And overlap them, because flowers overlap each other. It's okay. I like the layering. Comes out kind of nice. I'm gonna try and come down here. There. Oh, cloud just came over. Is it getting darker in here, or is it me? No, I'm not going to pass out because I haven't eaten. Believe me, it would take a lot more than me not eating breakfast. Okay. Trying to figure out what I'm going to have for breakfast. I started a new low-carb diet. Dieting stinks. It's no fun. But, you know, some of us have to do it. All right, everybody, I'm going to zoom out and say, I love you. There you go. I love you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I hope you're playing along, having some fun stitching, and I will try and be around more often. I will finish this up. I have lots more I want to do on it, and then I will take a picture, and there will be pictures at the end. Bye, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. Be healthy. Stay well. Stay out of harm's way. And I love you. Happy crafting. Happy stitching. Carry on. Bye.